break down the loss. I was embarrassed last week with the way we played, the way we approached the game. That's on me as a coach. I told the guys in the locker room after, I'm not embarrassed to coach this team. I'm proud of this team. That's a good team we played. We had chances to win. We got to button things up and do the little things right all the time so that the 2 or 3 plays that cost us that game don't happen. I thought they moved on their field goal to go up 23-20. Didn't get called. We're down a field goal, run the ball down deep into their territory and get a holding penalty. Defense steps up and gets a stop. We fumble a punt. We're down 6. Defense gets us another stop. We have a chance to win the game, but you can't do those things against good teams. The good teams in this league are buttoned up like that. And I keep saying we got a lot of talent in this program right now. We went toe-to-toe with those guys. We went toe-to-toe with Northwestern. We're just doing the little stuff that gets ourselves beat. And part of that's a function of having young players, that we need time with them to get them buttoned up. But I was proud of the team today. Sooner or later, woulda, coulda, shouldas need to turn into wins, but I don't doubt it for a second.
Next question, Parker Gabriel.
Hey, Scott, you made a couple of references to special teams there in that answer, but how frustrating to sort of go toe-to-toe with them offensively and defensively and have a couple of breakdowns special teams-wise that cost you.
It's really frustrating. We spent a lot of time on that. I expect it to be better. We were supposed to punt the ball to the sideline like we did later in the game, and we left one in the middle of the field. That can't happen. That's the detail and stuff that I'm talking about. That as an entire coaching staff and the leaders on our football team, we can't let anything happen, not 1 inch of anything that's not disciplined, not buttoned up. Those things can't happen. We need to catch every punt in practice, every punt, because it matters. We played too good defensively to give them the fields we gave them. And it can't be we're buttoned up on defense and we don't play well on offense. It can't be we play well on offense and don't play well on special teams. That kind of discipline has to go all the way through the program. That starts with coaching staff. It was way better this week. The kids approached the game way better. I love their intensity, love their fire, love their fight. That's how they need to play every week.
Question, Mitch Sherman.
Hey, Scott, how'd you feel about the quarterbacks today, and what went into your thought process to use them the way that you did?
We told them they were both going to play. Our plan was to play Adrian 2 series and put Luke in. We graded every rep last week in practice, and they were dead even. Both completed 81% of their passes in practice. Both had 2 turnovers, one of which wasn't their fault. We got 2 good young players, 2 good quarterbacks. We need to continue to hit a few more of the easy things that they give us that we miss at that position, particularly in the pass game. But I thought we threw it downfield better. I thought both guys managed the game well when they were in, and we got 2 good players. We'll continue to let them compete. I said last week, Luke's the future of this program. There's no doubt what kind of player I think he's going to be. I just don't know if that future is now or when Adrian's all done at Nebraska. But I've been doubted in Nebraska as a quarterback. Adrian's felt that too. I was proud of how he responded.
Next question, Joe Nugent.
Scott, it was a good spurt there at the end of the first half and then coming out to start the second half, and then something changed. What was it?
I don't think anything changed. We got really bad field position a couple times, and they're a good team. And we needed one more drive somewhere. We needed one less fumble, one less penalty, one more stop, one more call. That's the kind of game you're going to have to win against Iowa and Northwestern because they don't give you anything easy. And Wisconsin. Those are really good teams. really good teams that, have been doing the same thing for a long time, know what they're doing. They have detail and discipline in their program because they've been building it for a long time. We're still trying to get there. We're a heck of a lot closer than where we were. That's why I told the guys to walk out of here with their head up high. I told you I was embarrassed to coach the team last week because we didn't play like a team that I want to coach. But I would say I don't think our record's indicative of where we are right now and the improvements we've made. Just sooner or later, we got to be buttoned up and detailed enough to make sure that these close games go our way.
Derek Peterson.
Yes, Scott, you went back to Cam Jurgens to start the second half. What was the decision-making process behind that? And then what do you do with center moving forward to try to get the snaps cleaned up?
The issue with snaps today, I don't think had anything to do with his technique. There was clapping going on their sideline, and Cam heard that clap and thought it was the quarterback clapping. We discussed with officials and didn't happen in the second half.
Next one, Steve Sipple.
Coach, I know this wasn't a total offensive line issue, but I mean, and it wasn't just Cam. Did you expect that group to be a little further along than it is at this point?
The offensive line? The offensive line?
Yeah.
I don't know, Sip, but, it's hard to run the ball in Iowa. They do a good job. I give Kirk and his staff a lot of credit. There's not easy yards against them. I thought we creased some runs, got stopped on some others, had a couple negative plays. They just kind of guessed right and blitzed on the first drive, blitzed the guy off the edge to the side of a fly sweep. Another time on mid-zone, plugged the backer, and he came through and tackled us for a loss. But those things are going to happen in a football game. I think they're playing pretty well, especially considering we got Cam Jurgens at center that's been an O-lineman for 2 years, and Ethan Piper is a freshman, and Bryce Benhart is a freshman. Jaime and Farniak have been our leaders and our bell cows up there. I know Matt's hurting, just looking at him in the locker room because of what happened on the last play, but I love him. He's fought through a lot at Nebraska and plays his tail off for us, and he's a really good player and a really good person.
To the couple really critical penalties down the stretch by your young guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Sip. Those things can't happen. We have a chance to tie the game when Adrian took the quarterback draw down deep in their territory or take the lead in the game. And instead we come away with no points, punt to them, and they get 3. And, those are the games you have to win in the Big Ten Conference, and you can't do those things.
All right, we'll get 2 more. Sam McEwen.
Scott, you sound like a coach who could go out and play that game again right now. The emotion coming off you just sounds like there's a combination of pride and incredible frustration over details that have been lingering for 3 years. How do you eradicate some of those small mistakes, like a muffed punt or a punter that doesn't put the ball where it's supposed to be?
Sam, getting that type of discipline and that level of discipline in our program has been a 3-year process for me, and it's making me old. Discipline wasn't very good. I'm always careful not to criticize who came before me. The discipline wasn't very good when I walked into the building. Give the old guys that are still here from when we got here a lot of credit for sticking through what they've stuck through and giving us the leadership that they give us. It's unfortunate we didn't have spring ball. That would have helped. With COVID, we weren't able to spend as much time around our young guys. We're playing a lot of young players, and that kind of discipline takes time with them too. But you ask me how you get it done, nobody can ever be late to class. When somebody was late to a workout when I was in school, it never got to Coach Osborne because JP and Grant would take care of it. Nobody can ever give less than 100% at practice. Finals till the last minute and not study. When you're detailed on the little things all through the week and all through the year, the detail comes in the game. And we still got some work to do. But when I look at the faces of the guys in that locker room, I think they understand it and they're committed to getting it done.
Did you bet on your coaches this week to really impress upon them the need to coach it up this week and have this in preparation?
Yeah, that's the coach's job. That being said, nobody had to tell me to go out and play my butt off every week. Nobody had to tell Mike Minner and Michael Booker and Joel Makovic to go play their butt off every week. But that's our job if it's not getting done to get it done. I thought the coaches did a great job this week. I loved how we approached the game today. The fire in our eyes and the willingness to play a 60-game fight with a good team. We need to get a little better and button things up so that those few mistakes that cost the game don't happen. And it's got to happen quick.
One, Parker Gabriel.
Hey, Scott, I know it wasn't perfect defensively, but did you think that you stood up to their run game and their offense better overall than the past 2 years, in particular playing without Colin for the first time this year?
Absolutely. I think we did. Again, I give them credit. They've been building this for a long time. They've been doing this for a long time. And we came here 2 years ago, and they ran outside zone on us, and we couldn't stop it. I thought they were bigger than us, stronger than us, and we got pushed around. They still hit their share. We made our share of plays. I'm not taking anything away from them. They're well coached, and they're a good team. But that didn't happen today. And that's a sign of the progress we've made. The kids are hurting. They wanted this one. They did everything they need to this week to prepare for this and put themselves in position to win a game against a good team. And it's going to happen. I've been doubted in this state before, Parker, and I'm sure there's some out there right now. But I know what happened last time, and it's going to happen again.
That's it for Coach. Thank you, Coach Frost.
So we're going to have Dicaprio Bootle.
Look up there.
We're going to start off with Brian Christopherson.
DiCaprio, can you just explain what the mood was like in the locker room and how close you think you guys are, and how hard this is to keep coming close but just being a little short?
Yeah, it's hard. Coming short. We're always so close, so we gotta start. Like I say all the time, we gotta figure out ways to win the close games. That's what's gonna take us over the edge. Once we get that feeling, once we get those reps under us, where we close out close games, it'll just be better for us. So, a lot of guys in the locker room right now, sick of that feeling, just sick, and we want to do so much more to fix it. We want to start rebuilding the empire to where we say we want it to be. We got to win those games.
Next question, Andrew Ward.
Hey, DiCaprio. Just what did you see in the last defensive series there, and how good did you guys feel, giving the offense a shot there at the end?
I won't even talk about the last defensive series. I'll talk about the whole game. Just continuing to just be the defense that we know we want to be. Guys out there scratching, clawing, holding guys back, just jumping in their gaps, just being sound on defense, just giving the offense as many opportunities as we can. So, the end of the game was just like clockwork. Just go ahead, go out there again, give the offense another opportunity, and defense just we played our hearts out today.
Next up, Parker Gabriel.
Hey, DiCaprio, I know it's probably not the first thing on your mind after a loss, but what did it feel like to finally get your hands on one and log the first interception of your career after a lot of plays made?
Yeah, it felt good. That was something that was on my mind this off season. Just going out and getting the ball, getting my hands on the ball, and not even just about me. Yeah, that's my first, but it's my first for the team. Just really trying to get the ball back for them, set them up, get them a score. Just being able to get the ball back in their hands, just help them.
Hey, DiCaprio, how do you guys just prevent moments in games like this from just draining this locker room? Because obviously you've been through a lot of emotional games like this, not just this year, but even last year as well.
Yeah. I'll speak for the guys. I'll speak for myself. I'm not drained. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. So a lot of guys, this game, it hurt. Make no mistake, it hurts. You want to win those games, especially against a team like Iowa, with so much at stake, basically the border war. That hurts so much more. But, I'm fired up, ready to go, ready to get the next one.
Next question is, Sam McEwen.
Hey, DiCaprio, we could almost feel the energy coming off your coach in the post game. You could sense it. What was it like for you guys in the locker room to hear Coach Frost talk? Because he just sounded very intense and very, very emotional, like really ready to see this thing turn.
Yeah. It gets us charged up. This one is done. We put in the work during the week. At the end of the day, it fell short. But once that clock hits 0-0, Coach Frost coming into the locker room, we got to be on to the next. We got to get ready for the next, and we got to bring the same intensity that we brought today. We got to bring it to the next week, and, just build on it and just get better.
Changed since 2017 before he arrived, and what else needs to happen for mistakes like muffed punts and misplaced punts and whiffed blocks, for those things to change?
It's shifted a lot since 2017. It's a whole lot different. Not to point out anything specific, but guys are playing harder. Guys are just going out there with the will to win. Some weeks have obviously been better than others, but we just keep on fighting, keep on clawing. The guys, everybody in that locker room right now really wants to win. So we don't lose sight of that. We come out every day. During practice, we just need to do better at, paying attention to the details, like you said, with the punts, covering punts, catching punts, tackling, wrapping up instead of just, trying to throw the shoulder sometimes, knocking guys back, all that type of stuff. We just got to pay more attention to the detail, and, we'll be all right. Good thing about it is everybody in the locker room is willing to work towards that.
Andy Kendi.
Hey, Dicaprio, just wondering the difference between last week and this week, is it's almost night and day in terms of the result was the same in terms of a loss, but what can you build on from this week as compared to last week? What gives you encouragement?
Even in the loss last week, so much to learn from, so much to build on, and that's the beauty of it. As long as you're willing to work, as long as you're willing to right those wrongs, then, you got another opportunity the week coming. So even in last week and this week, we just got to take the lessons and move forward. Make sure that, the bad plays don't break us again, and, make sure that the good plays keep on happening.
All right, last question, Parker Gabriel.
Hey, DiCaprio, did you see Cam on the sideline? I saw him. He was tapping his chest after the muff punt and all that. I mean, what do you tell a guy, especially a guy who's in your position group, after a play like that?
Yeah, keep your head up. Yeah, keep your head up, man. We got you. We got your back. We love you. Most importantly, if you gonna go ahead and do that, we know it's not in your intentions. Nobody wants to go out there and drop a punt. But that guy right there, that's somebody who really puts his all into the game since the first day he's walked into this building. It's one of the guys we've never had to question his effort, never had to question whether he wants to win, never had to question his intensity, So we just got to, put our arms around that guy. So, Cam goes out there, he muffs a punt, he puts it on himself, but we let him know, at the end of the day, a football game is not won or lost on just one play. It's won or lost on a series of play, accumulation of plays, things that we've done during the game. So we just let him know, man, we know where your heart at. We know where your head at. He's on himself super hard, and it's our job as his teammates to really love that guy up and understand that, hey, look, we all going to get through it. You dropped it, we dropped it too. But we're going to go out there and we're going to do what we do for you. Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, we'll have two more players, Wan'Dale and Luke Reimer. Not sure which one's coming next, but if you want to toss questions in the queue.
Next up.
All right, we'll get started. First question is from Andrew Ward.
Hey, Wan'Dale, what was the locker room like after this one? And then just did you have a chance to talk to Adrian after the game? He seemed pretty emotional walking off the sidelines.
Yeah, it was just an emotional locker room. Everybody was kind of upset. We really wanted to come in here, and we really felt confident that we were going to get this win. But I walked up to Adrian after the game and just told him I loved him, and I'm glad he was my quarterback, and he did all he could. He fought his ass off. Well, excuse me for my language, but he fought, and so we all did, and so I'm just proud of him.
Next question, Brian Christopherson.
Hey, Wan'Dale. There's going to be some fans who are going to say, it's same old, close, but can't finish. As someone who's been around the program a couple of years, what's your feeling on where you guys are at, and what would you say to those people who are kind of doubting right now where things are at?
I guess it's just keep down this. We're gonna get over the hump eventually, and I know there's a couple of us that will make sure that happens. It's just one of those things that we keep building on, and just we got to overcome.
Next question, Parker Gabriel.
Hey, Wan'Dale, I know you're not a coach, but what did you think of the way that Adrian and Luke, I guess the way they've competed all fall, the way they competed this week, because, it wasn't perfect, but it was significantly sharper quarterback play this week compared to last.
Yeah, that was just kind of all around effort though. Whether that be receivers, running backs, quarterbacks, O-line, we were just all kind of on the same page going through this week and being able to do a lot more things and execute a lot better. Whether that be with Adrian or Luke.
Next question, Evan Bland.
I wanted also a quarterback question. Just what's that like? As an offensive player, when it's a different guy each series, how does that affect you guys, and how did you think those guys played when they had their own kind of drives to work with?
I think they both played well, but it really doesn't change for us because we get enough reps with each one of them to know exactly what one can do and what the other, well, they both can really do about the same things. But so it's really easy for just kind of, they're really interchangeable. They've repped enough with the ones each practice to know exactly what to do, and so we feel confident with both.
All right, guys, we have time for one more with Wan'Dale, Mitch Sherman.
Hey, Wan'Dale, 2 minutes left. You guys get the ball down 6 after the missed field goal. What are you thinking right then in that moment, and what did Adrian say as you came out for that series?
Let's go score. It's that simple. We can go down. Let's go down the field, drive the ball. Let's go put 6 in the end zone, and then keep the field goal and we win. But
Okay, guys, thank you, Wan'Dale.
thank you.
Let's start with Parker Gabriel.
Hey, Luke, obviously not the result you wanted. What did you make overall of just the battle throughout the game, and what did you think of the defense's ability to stand up when the time was called?
I mean, we knew what kind of game we were going to get into with Iowa. I mean, they're just going to run the ball, and we have to stop the ball, stop the run. I thought we did an okay job at it, but clearly not enough. So always room to improve.
How much pain are you playing through right now? And kind of, not maybe details of injury, but are you playing through pain? I'm sure a lot of guys are at this point in the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long season. Everybody's banged up. I have a little ankle injury, but I mean, everybody's banged up right now. You just have to play through it.
Next one, Mitch Sherman.
Hey, Luke, people are going to see your record at 1-4 and going into December with 2 games left in the regular season, and question, what you guys have left in the tank. What do you think this team has left in the tank for the next 2 and 3 weeks?
I think a lot. I mean, we just have to come out and fight like we did today, and you just continue to play hard like how we did, and prepare the way that we did for this game, and the wins will start to come if we just keep grinding and keep our heads down and just keep working. I mean, that's all we can do. So I think there's still a lot left in the tank for us.
We'll get Adrian up before the team leaves. Steve Sipple.
I'll go here.
I got it, Sean. Hey.
All right. That's going to be it for thank you, Luke.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll start with Sean.
Adrian, how did the week go for you guys? I mean, what was the plan? When did you find out you were starting this game, and what did they tell you going into the game today?
All week, Luke and I were competing, splitting reps, doing things like that, just like other positions. I know Coach Frost has been pretty adamant about that. And we found out later in the week, and both guys were prepared to play, and that's what happened today.
Next question, Sam McEwen.
Adrian, the emotions after the game and just the way that you guys keep coming up close against Iowa. This is the third time you've been really within one drive of Iowa and come up short. How frustrating is that? And how much growth have you guys made, but simultaneously you're not quite there to beat this team?
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head. Very frustrating for us, and as players, as coaches. I know we're not satisfied. Obviously, we want to beat these guys, and we've been in a ton of close games against this team specifically, year in and year out.
we just have to be more consistent. That starts with me and the rest of the leaders, and we will be. We will be. We have a ton of faith in Coach Frost, and I have a ton of faith in this team and these guys. So we're gonna find a way.
Adrian, the last drive, how'd you feel coming out down 6 after that missed field goal?
I felt great. Ton of confidence in my guys and the plays that we were calling, what our plan going into that drive. Obviously, you know how that ended, but I believe you have to go out there with confidence regardless.
What did you see on the last play?
Last play, I was going through my progression, and I was about to throw the ball down to a shallow, and I lost the ball.
Next question, Joe Nugent.
Adrian, I'm curious how you think you played compared to earlier in the season. Things look quicker, look sharper. Do you agree? Do you feel good?
Definitely. I feel good out there. I believe Coach Purdue did a great job of preparing myself and Luke this week. We had a really solid game plan, and I felt really good about my approach, mindset, and the guys around me. I think obviously there's room for improvement. There always is, and we could have put more points up on the board and finished a couple more drives, but we're going to continue to get better.
Steve Sipple.
How about the team's overall approach, Adrian, this week? Scott talked about how it was better. Did you see something different in practice? Did you see something different today?
I can only speak to the offensive side of the ball when it comes to practice, and I know defense was locked in as well from what I heard from Coach Chins and whatnot. But yeah, Luke and we were a lot more efficient this week. Guys were more dialed in, just trying to detail our work and make sure that we were prepared. Especially with some of those young guys, I think we learned a valuable lesson the week before, and we came out and got after it. Yeah, and I believe we came with a certain amount of intensity today, and we were ready to play.
All right, guys, last one. Evan Bland.
Adrian, Coach Frost had said last week you've been playing in practice with a chip on your shoulder these last couple weeks. What did that time kind of on the sidelines do for you, and how did you feel like maybe it translated to the field today?
Yeah, I believe you alluded to it. Just adding a bit more of a chip on my shoulder and kind of helped me with my mindset, I'd say, and that chip's a part of it, but also continuing to try and do things the right way and be sharp and detailed regardless of whether I'm the starter or the backup, whatever role I have on this team. I want to be the best leader, the best captain and teammate I can possibly be. So I think it put some things in perspective for me and allowed me to approach practice and each day with a better mindset.
Adrian.
Thank you.
Okay, that's it for today, everybody.
Thanks.
We'll talk to you again on Monday.